Right, hello. This a fraction lesson, and we're going to use a calculator for this one. Calculator. And what we're going to be doing is adding and subtracting fractions, but using a calculator. And we're also going to be finding a fraction of a number. And again, using the calculator. So the first thing, we'll go back to a previous lesson when, if we just had that, a fraction of 3/4, we remember that that line in the middle is a divide line. So this is just 3 divided by 4. And if you use a calculator and go 3 divided by 4, you get 0.75. It's as simple as that. 3 divided by 4 equals. And so you've changed your fraction into a decimal. And this can be handy sometimes. If you're doing something really awkward, say 201 over 268, subtract 28 over 40. Now normally, without a calculator, we'd be multiplying these two at the bottom, then we'd be cross multiplying, but the numbers are going to get huge. So just let's change these with a calculator into a decimal. And of course, in any exam, if you've got a calculator handy, use it. Don't sit there and struggle trying to do everything. So that comes out as 0.75. And what's this one? 28 divided by 40, 0.7. So 0.75 minus 0.7 is 0.05. Now, they may want your answer back into a fraction. We'll talk about this more later on, but we'll just do the example here. So, if we've got 0.05, this column here are the tenths, and this column here are the hundredths. And they get smaller and smaller and smaller. So what we've got is 5 hundredths. Yeah? So there you go, that's changing it back. 5 hundredths. And we can simplify this by dividing both top and bottom by 5, which will give you 1/20th. So that's just the example there. I wonder what, imagine we had an answer of 0.32. Again, there's the tenths, and there's the hundredths. And when we've got two numbers here, we have 32 hundredths. So we go 32 over 100. And we can break that down to 16 over 50 and 8 over just divided by 2. That's about as far as we can get. So yeah, 0.4 is 4 in the 10th column. So that's how to go back the other way. So always, if you've got awkward fractions, try and change them into decimals and see where we're going with that. Add the decimals together and then worry about changing them back into fractions. If you've got a calculator with SD, a button on there called SD, when you get your answer, it would default to fractions, surd, so it's called. But you can bang that button there to change between 0.4, 4 over 10, 0.4, 4 over 10. You can go backwards and forwards. So there's another. It also simplifies the fraction for you as well. So let's have a look at an example of this, yeah? So, right, so 5 over 2, 15 over 4, minus 21 over 8. Now we could make them all eighths, But I want to try and do this with changing them into decimals. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Don't forget, you pause, have a go at these first. Then 15 over 4, 15 divided by 4, 3.75. And then minus 21 divided by 8, 2.625. 2.625. The only awkward bits you get is when you get a recurring decimal, which means the number never ends, and then it gets more complicated. So what we can do is just work from the left to the right. 2.5 plus 3.75, and then minus 2.625, which is 3.625. 3.625. Now, as I said, when you've got the SD button on your calculator, you can immediately change that to 29 over 8 just by pressing the SD button, and 3 eighths are 24 and 5 left over. If you haven't got that button, you're going to have 3 and 625 over 1,000. Then you're going to have to start simplifying that. This is a long way round. 625 divided by 5. That goes down to 125 over 1,000 divided by 5. 200. Get in there. We divide by 5 again, which is 25 over 40. Divide by 5 again, 5 over 8. So you can get there the long way around, but the SD button is brilliant. So let's do this one again. So the minus and the pluses have changed. So 5 over 2 is the same as that one, isn't it? So 2.5 minus 2 divided by 16 is 0.125 plus a quarter is 0.25. And remember that one. There are some common ones that you can remember. So 2.5 minus 0.125, and then add 0.25. That equals 2.625. Now, look at that, 625. This is going to be 2 and 625 over 1,000. And that is the same as that, isn't it? So that's going to be 2 and 5 eighths. Okay, Anoush and Martin complete a quiz. Anoush gets 15 out of 24 of the questions correct, and Martin gets 84 out of 96. What's the difference in the fraction of the questions? Right, so 15 divided by 24 equals 0.625. That's Anoush. Now, 84 divided by 96 is 0.875. So we want the difference. So it's going to be that, take away that. So 0.875 minus 0.625 is 0.25, and that equals a quarter. Yeah, 0.25, 25 over 100, a quarter. Okay, next bit of this is finding a fraction of a number. So, say we want to find 1/4 of, I don't know, 300, yeah? But we do 1/4 times 300. Now you can do it any way you like on your calculator. 1 divided by 4 times 300 will be fine. Or you can do 1 times the 300 divided by 4. Doesn't matter. I prefer the top way because this, for me, I like to get the fraction bit done. And don't press equals or anything, just carry on. Just go, let's go 1 divided by 4 times 300 equals 75. So, a fraction of a number. Just put the fraction in front, the number afterwards, and the multiply. So 3/5 of 250. Okay? So you just go 3 divided by 5 times 250 equals 150. 3 divided by 5 times 250 equals 150. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't matter what the fraction is, what the number is, do the same routine and you'll be fine. And we'll use this exact same method when we're doing percentages later on. So let's have a look at some examples. What is 12/50ths of 408? So in your calculator, 12 divided by 50 times 40850. 12 divided by 50 times 40850, yeah. 12 divided by 50 times 40850. And that equals 9804. Pause and have a go at these first. Yeah, 2 divided by 11 times 63,162. It's not difficult, this. It's not difficult once you remember the method. 2 divided by 11 times 63,162 is 11484. Right. A hair salon has 840 clients booked in for a month. 3/8 of the clients cancel their appointment. How many clients cancel? So we need to find 3/8 of 840. So 3/8 times 840, which is 3 divided by 8 times 840. And it's handy to write all this down as you go in case you make a mistake, then whoever's marking it can see that you chose the right method, but made a mistake somewhere along the line. And 315 cancelled. Wow. Of the remaining clients, 7/15 are booked in for a cut and colour. How many are booked for a cut and colour? So these are all the people that cancelled, and these are all the clients. So if we do 840, take away 315, this will give us the remaining clients. 840 take away 315 is 525. Now we've got to find 7/15 of this number. So 7/15 times 525, which is going to be 7 divided by 15 times 525. I wonder what that is. 7 divided by 15 times 525. 245. 200, that was a busy hairdresser, isn't it? Right, okay. There'll be a worksheet on these, something else for you to do, so try and make it stick in your head. So that's the end of that little one, and I'll see you in the next one.